What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode and a brand new series. Rail Empire 2 has officially released today, May 25th, 2023. And let me tell you what, I've already played the game behind the scenes away from you guys. I had to learn the game. I had to see the game. I just couldn't resist. Now, today we're actually going to be doing a series about rising to the top. And I'm going to focus on this. See our map in our bottom left-hand corner, or right-hand corner. All the cities we can connect to, and there are some cities in there that are like settlements right now that you would need to supply with resources to get off the ground. Now, I've had a lot of time to sit around and mess with the way the game works or whatever, and how I envision my railroad to go. But basically, I need 4 tracks to run to one location. Right? So this sounds a little weird, right? But basically, 2 of those tracks are freight and 2 of those are express. And that's where you can make the most out of your tracks. Now, the in-game tutorials and everything, I think, are really good about teaching you how to use the game and play the game well. Now, unfortunately, one thing you got to be careful with when you put down one of these stations is that you don't, put it next to your headquarters here. Because I did that the first time. It ended up being like right here. And that was a big mistake. So you don't ever do that. Now, I don't want to aggressively expand too much. I mean, we do have one competitor right now, at least. So we'll do something like this. You can set things up and build things. Each train station has this ability that it comes with for extensions, where you can add like a maintenance depot, dispatch hall, restaurant, and they all like provide something for your guests or your people. In some cases, when you're higher up there in your research and everything, you have you hear my dog in the background. You have warehouses. That's where you get warehouses from. Should probably do some research so I can keep up with things, since we're starting off right here and everything. Alright, so there's also a way to this stuff. Obviously it's got to be the grasshopper, and we're running freight. Yeah, I'm aware, but it's okay for now. Dang, look at that thing, man. It is so tiny. That's crazy. Anyway, so I have a little bit of an OCD thing about, lines lining up properly and running together. And with the way the new train stations work and everything, you can have, every station can be open to 8 lines. So 8 tracks total are under one station. And that makes it really easy to run freight and rail to and from, a mainline specific city. Of course, you got to remember that you have 8 lines. You should probably cut those up so that way you can have some type of line that runs off. Okay, I had to think about this for a second, how I really wanted this, but okay, so hopefully this version of the game does not have that stupid thing where it would prevent you from like constructing so many stations at once. But basically, Topeka's gonna run. Oh, wait a second, is there another city close to Topeka? It's Topeka right here. No, there's not. Because that over there is Wichita. That down there is like OKC. Okay, alright, yeah. Alright, this will work out then. So we'll run it exactly like that. And we'll also have one over here in Kansas City that we can't connect first. Okay, oh, that's, what a load of Houdini. That's great. Anyway. Alright, so I guess we'll take this. So we'll have to remember to set this up, right? But we'll basically take this. Maybe I don't want to route it that close. I like it to be a little, fancy. So we'll come over here a little bit. Come this way. Come up this way. And we'll come up and we'll just enter right there, okay? Alright, so maybe we'll drag this thing a little bit, create, some, really tight looking turn from there. The way you edit the train station is amazing with all these little grid snap lines. So you can, your track doesn't just look like it's just completely all flat. Let's try it like that. Yeah. That'll work. All right, 50 grand later. All right, that's cool. Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. You know what? Might as well just keep doing it. Yep. All right, awesome. 4 lines are built. That's cool. Excellent. Now we gotta take our 4 lines and connect them to 4 right here. So technically we'll just do this. Alright, so having these things going on here. Alright, so I've got my 4 tracks laid out, and I keep laying them out farther and farther away because I'm gonna eventually set up the gridiron so they can cross when they come here or whatever. But I also want to be able to, lock all 8 tracks that way, because eventually I'm pretty convinced that these lines are going to split off and head off towards this cow pasture, bulk up a little bit, and voila. I don't know if I'm going to do anything else. I mean, yeah, it's kind of odd. We can see how our competitor's doing down here in Jacksonville. Alright, so they're running a dual line down here. And wow. Damn, the game really fucked me really hard. They're getting double the action right there between wood and wheat, which is a pretty solid buy. That's insane. And here we're just trying to connect with some cloth. Will Topeka even take cloth? That's the question here. Nothing for wool. Okay. Alright. And up here. Thinking the same thing. Nothing for wool. Nothing for wool. At least at the very end. We try to look around and find something else too. If we really wanted to, they want us to connect this right here for 160k, which would probably work out really well if we did that anyway. Okay. So let's grab ourselves a track here. I'll just run a random track over there really quick. Alright, we have a connection there. Obviously, do they want wood, though? They do want wood. Oh, excellent. Okay. Alright, cool. Let's go. Don't care. Just get the train down on the line. Oh, my God. Route train is waiting for Omaha 1 to be deployed. That's probably this one right here. Yeah, okay. Well, that's cool. Alright, fine. Since we're just being so, like, Houdini about it. How close can we go? That's cool. Alright, so we're going to toggle our direction here. We're going that way, and we're coming this way. Okay. Alright, we've made ourselves a little expansion here. And after this expansion, we're going to jump to the present or to the future, so we don't end up having a video that's like 2 hours long, which we probably will. But so if you guys ever run across an issue, and I'll have to bring this up in a how-to video as well later on, if you ever come across this issue where you build a line and you're trying to get it to go down here, but it says the station cannot be reached from the previous station and therefore cannot be added to the list. Alright, you can't do that. Then come back over here. This is usually the issue from what I've found so far. You need to place a gridiron down. So in our case, the more tracks, the longer it has to go. In my case, I try to keep it as short as possible, but you can practically make it super stupid long. But just remember that also prevents you from having all those little things in the tracks. You can only have one close to each station. After that, if I take this and I try to stick another one out over here, this one will delete and it'll pop up over here. Alright, so now that I have this all done and I have defined which directions I want tracks to go, we will start our freight line. And whichever our freight line is taking, which it looks like it's going to be that line right there, then I'm going to use the other two for just, you know, the normal stuff for the express. Alright, so it's going to start popping up here. Excellent, excellent. Now, did we attach this line correctly? It's great news we did. Alright, cool. Hopefully we didn't make it so tight that it can't... I think our competitor's doing a lot better in the world of money. Actually. This curve is too tight down here. Yeah. Okay. I'm so sure it is. Alright, well, it'll have to do like that then. Alright, next. We're going to throw down our thing here. And I don't want it stupid long, so I'll get it right there. We will define what direction we want these tracks going. So we're going to send that one that way, bring this one back up, that way, and back up. Okay. Alright, so that is now defined as a line. Alright guys, we have a little bit of an issue. I need two important items for these two cities, Topeka and Kansas City. I need sugar, and I need corn. Both of which are nowhere easy, like they're nowhere close. Not on top of that as well is that my competitor's now leading me in how much their stock is and their value of their company, which is incredible because obviously the AI is smarter. Maybe we had too much of an aggressive expansion, but I think it'll pay off in the future. Is the more tracks you have, the more, you know, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I thought to myself, you know what, I'm going to go down here and steal revenue. So I built a train station down here and I tried to run it, you know, over their tracks to themselves. Well, then it told me, you got to connect this train station to your main line first. It's like, oh, okay, well, I mean, I technically could do that, but to run a, you know, track from Jacksonville all the way down here to Tampa was 84 grand, and I got 203, which we have that amount because we went off into a bidding competition against our competitor to stay ahead of him for the John Bull. But that was all dandy and everything. However, the John Bull is proving to be a very maintenance-heavy train. Or locomotive, sorry. We're still working away at things. I've got warehouses now, so I can move stuff around. But what I need is corn. And the closest corn that I can achieve is right over here. However, we would have to route this around this mountainside, which it would be great if there wasn't an Indian village right here. But they move around. Could route it this way and have it connect up to the Lewis stop and have that run along that line, but we would have to expand the Lewis stop for this to happen correctly. Is there anything we can buy like this? The answer to that is no, but we will go for speedometer before we go for any of this. By the way, if you're wondering, these boxes right here are the city limits. You can't just freely build in there. It has to only be out here. Alright, so I'm actually going to want to run this track like this right here, and then I'm going to want it to split off this way, head over this way. Oh my god, we're already at 80k. OMG. Okay, and then we're gonna come over here. We're gonna connect right there. Come back in like this. Okay. Bell. Boom. Boom. Boomy boomity boom. Okay. Next up. Then we're gonna come over here. Thankfully we can overwrite this. Yeah, that looks good right there. Excellent, excellent. That looks really weird, actually, if you ask me, but that works out. Okay. Same way. We'll try to keep it short and sweet. Break anything on any of our lines. It did not. I want this to only run one way. Okay, alright, so now we'll come up here. We'll go blang, blang, blang. And back up to Topeka, we're running express goods. Okay, so we want to be on the express tracks. If I'm thinking about this correctly. So it looks like it's chosen our express tracks by default from what we wanted to run on, except for over here. So after Topeka is I'm gonna want it to run along this track right here and come back on this track heading towards right. Okay, so and then we'll come back over here. Okay, so after that, we'll come back down that line there, and we'll shoot off down this line, come back on that random line, and voila. Okay, awesome. Okay, and shoot. Where's it at? Right along. It's over there. All right, let's see how well this worked. Probably got the usual 2 cars. Yeah, usual 2 cars. That's great. If we could talk, that'd be amazing. Okay, so that gives us 1 express line between 3 cities, which it doesn't really cut a cost. We lose a cost in that, but we also don't have to pay that much. Okay, next. Need to find a way. We're having these breakdowns all the time, which I don't understand why, because I'm always trying to, fix my locomotives and shit, but these breakdowns happen all the time. Alright, that's it. I've had enough. Maintenance depot, maintenance limit. Alright, falls between 80%. I want it to start getting worked on, because obviously 60% on these older locomotives, they just break down completely. So I think we could do the exact same thing with the other trains and running goods across all the cities and utilizing one train to transport everything, but I don't know. It seems completely inefficient to me. It's all about efficiency and winning this game, but we're not leading by too much. We need 300 to get this speed development going. And I'm aiming for passenger revenue over everything else. They ever start transporting wood here? We got 2 wood. Well, that's cool. Like, say if I need to, I can run 2 lines up there, which was actually supposed to be the idea, but it didn't work. It didn't load anything. Well, that's annoying. Interesting. Alright, so I know I said I was going to end the video like, probably just a second ago. At least in my time, that was like an hour ago. But I figured something out for the most part. Well, maybe not an hour. It's been like 10 minutes. But I figured something out. And the John Bull has a super high maintenance requirement all the time. It's 70%. Versus the Grasshopper is like 45%. So if you think about that, I thought it was weird when I look at the John Bull and see that from Carter's Rest all the way down to Omaha, it would have to get maintenance each time. And the lower that bar goes, the higher percentage of a small to significant breakdown happens. And you see, that's an issue. So I've only got express trains running on the John Bull right now, so we can keep up with express revenue. but I've moved the majority of my freight trains back down to the Grasshopper since they're going long distances, and it just works out better, and we're actually able to make money. We were losing a lot of money because of the constant maintenance, the constant downtime of our trains. Ever since I've set the maintenance requirement to 80%, which means 70%, yeah, that's a pretty significant fall very quickly. So that's a little bit of a problem. Now, maybe I do have a few trains still around that are John Bulls, but for the most part, it's the passenger and express train that I'm trying to get out of. But without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment, assuming the comments are on. I never know if I turn them on or not. And I will see you guys back here next time in a brand new video.